Hello, YouTube and Internet. This is just a quick little follow-up to my ongoing Snappy version 3 3D printer build. The Y assembly is done. So I've got these two rail segments and then the one in the center that houses the stepper motor. I've printed some end caps and the bed supports, so the bed clips into these little corners, and adjustment screws here, and these are printed springy supports, so that will allow you to level the bed. And these are the two spacers for between there, and they've got printed. You won't be able to see it on camera because it's in natural filament and the lighting just isn't that great. You might be able to see an outline of the gearing right there, but that meshes up with the aeroform gearing on the stepper that is underneath here, and that one's going to do the X. So this whole assembly is going to sit on a similar assembly to this. And this whole thing is going to move along the X. It's a lot of weight. I mean, it's lightweight because it's plastic, but it's more weight than your traditional railed system like on my Ender, which is probably kind of overpowering because my camera is right next to it. But this part is done. It is going to need lubrication. The guide suggests using mineral oil. I don't think I'm going to go that route. I've got plenty of gun lube around because I'm a gun guy, so I'm probably just going to use some CLP on it or some Lucas gun oil. But that is the Y assembly done. So it does slide, it does engage with the gears. I had to adjust the depth setting for the gear on the stepper, which I'm probably going to have to do with this one too. I ended up loosening it and raising it up about maybe a quarter of an inch, like 6 millimeters for you metric folks out there. But it works. And as a side note, I had originally planned to use this control board out of my Monoprice Select Mini V1. I had originally thought that I was going to have a problem with running the two Z motors off of this one board because it only has facilities for one Z motor. And then I found out it's perfectly okay to run two matched motors off of one port because they're going to be making identical moves, so it shouldn't matter. However, I got a little further and I realized I need two Z stop switches, and this only has facilities for the one Z stop switch. So this is out the window now. I was going to be using the Monoprice Select Mini V1 board for this, but now I'm actually going to end up going with the Ramps 1.4 board as the guide recommends. So I'll be getting an Arduino Mega and a Ramps kit for that. With an LCD, which means I am going to be printing the parts of the Snappy that are designed to house the ramps and the LCD for it. Sorry, just maintaining my printer in the background here. Okay, that should be fine. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I've got the Y section and the bed supports completed. Still following along with the guide. The eternally open web page on my computer. Technically it's reading a PDF, but I read PDFs in Chrome, so. But that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm headed. Gonna have to get ramps. I still need to get, I've got a buddy of mine, I don't know if I've said this before, but I've got a buddy of mine who has spare parts out the wazoo, and he is graciously offering to give me parts that I need to include a heated bed from a scrapped ANET A8, which should work just fine. It's a 12-volt system, and two NEMA 17 stepper motors, which I'll be using for the Z because I want them to match. I've only got 3 of these black clones from the Monoprice Select Mini, so these are going to be the XY and extruder because it is a direct drive system. It's not Bode, which is a good thing. But the 2 motors that he gives me are going to be the Z-axis because it's got rails on both sides. And then I'll acquire a Ramps 1.4 kit online and a new J-head, aka E3D V6. Trying to keep this as dirt cheap as possible. Speaking of, I calculated the materials cost for printing the whole Snappy. Turns out it costs just shy of $80 in filament. And that's calculated based on a filament cost of $14.99. I think the stuff I'm using now, or the white that I was using, was a little bit more expensive, and the natural that I'm using now is probably still $14.99. So we're looking at about $80 worth of filament. And then I think, because I'm getting most of the parts for free, the only things I'm going to have to buy is the ramps and the J-head, so that's going to be $40 bucks. So we're looking at building a printer for $120. Granted, if you had to buy parts from the factory, that'd be a bit more. NEMA 17s, I'm not even sure how much those run off the top of my head, quite honestly. Wiring, I don't know, depending on what kind of shops are around, you can get some wire and little connectors, not the DuPont connectors, but you know what I'm trying to say. Little pins and plugs. So I think $200 is a decent ballpark to say if you're going to build this from scratch. On that note, I have found that it is, or at least it was, back when RepRap was actually considered to be about getting printers to be as printable as possible, which is why I want to do the Snappy, because that is the pinnacle of it. I found out that back in those days it was common courtesy that if you make a RepRap machine, you should use that machine to make 2 full sets of parts for other printers for somebody else before printing your own things on the printer. To that end, if there's anybody out there, if you're brave enough to stick around with the project long enough, and you are interested in making your own Snappy but don't have the facilities to make your own parts for it, if you don't have a 3D printer yet and you want the Snappy to be your first, let me know in the comments below. We'll get in touch and we'll see about getting you some parts. I'm okay with printing the parts for you. It's going to take a while because I am going to print them on the Snappy, which isn't as fast as the Ender, and this has already taken quite some time. But I will print you the parts. All I ask is that you handle postage. So, that being said, I'm going to close this off. It is 1 a.m. and I'm going to bed. But that's the update on the Snappy project. The Y is done, and we're continuing with the X now, printing in the background. I'm going to see if I can switch this around. I don't know if I can. No? Okay. We'll just try and take a look here. There we go. That is another of the motor assemblies. Sorry for the harsh lighting there. Recording on a smartphone. It's another one of these housing a stepper motor, which is why I have this one. This is going to go in there. So, thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in the Snappy project, please subscribe and stay tuned. And if you want to collaborate on it and get some parts into your hands sometime down the road when I ever finish this, let me know in the comments below and we'll work something out. Thanks, guys.